Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, folks. Michael Zuber, one rental at a time. Back with his good friend Dion from Dion Talk. How you doing, buddy?
Howdy, doing great. I'm excited for this episode. I'm actually looking forward to where the deals are.
There you go. Yeah, so we are breaking down Patrick Bet-David's video, 9-minute video talking about fear porn. We talked about in video number one the chances that rates gets 10%. I think we both hope they get there because that will be breaking the back of inflation. We're not quite sure if we will get there, but again, kudos to Patrick for being brave enough to call that. And he called it early. Number two, we talked about who's going to get spanked, and we both agreed there's a lot of people that are going to get hurt in this video. Number three, I want to talk about a portion of the video where Patrick Bet-David, again from Valuetainment, talks about buying stuff on sale, and he talks about some fun things being 50% off already. Dion, did you pick that up? What he was looking at there?
I did, and I was trying to figure out if that's seasonal because he did talk about boats and yachts and who buys that coming into winter. But 50%, that's not seasonal, right? 10, 15% maybe. So what have you been waiting for to come on sale? I know Matt's waiting for the Lambo. The lumberjack landlord is waiting for the Lambo.
Yeah, the orange Lamborghini. Let's be very clear. He's very, very particular about the color. The orange Lamborghini. Yes.
I still want videos of him getting in now because he's like 6 foot.
Yeah, he's a big boy.
Or whatever.
He's a big boy. Yeah.
So, what's on your list? What are you looking forward to?
It's very interesting because when I hear Patrick Bet-David talk, he talked about yachts and planes, which obviously goes to cars and watches. I just think there's a lot of toys that have been purchased for the social media swag. And it's going to be interesting because watches are already being liquidated. According to Patrick, yachts are being liquidated. Not something I ever look at, so don't know. He also talks about private jets, G5s and G6s and 550s or whatever the hell they are. Not something I look at. Patrick Bet-David plays at a level that I can only dream of playing at. But yeah, I think toys, expensive toys are going to be on sale. Mike, you did a trip here recently where you doom buggies or whatever the hell those things are, ATVs or something?
Side by sides and quads.
Yeah. So, those kinds of things are going to come on sale. So what I might be looking at, I'm actually looking for what, Park Place and Boardwalk in my market. I've never looked at anything high end, and luxury is going to be smoked. So I'm looking to find a motivated seller who wants to seller finance a Park Place or Boardwalk property so I can add it to my portfolio. I've never had one, never owned, never even considered owning one. But given the market we are coming into, I might buy a luxury or two property, which I never could imagine. But yeah, that's what I'm looking for.
So normally I try to stay on financial freedom and real estate. So for the next couple of minutes, I'm going to dig into my corporate knowledge. So not my normal target audience, but this is going to help a certain segment of anybody that's watching that is a handyman, contractor, dirt mover, or anybody who works with equipment. So for 13 years, I ran a trucking company. It was a CDL school. And every year, if we had a really good year, we needed to make purchases to have better tax write-offs. And then there were certain years where they talked about lowering tax write-offs for every corporation down to 25,000, and then they stayed at 2 million. So there was times where you just need to make a purchase. Right now, with interest rates going up, corporations aren't seeing their record profits. So you're going to see equipment, your excavators, your dozers, your Garrett 10 skidder is going to be on sale. So if you're running a business like that, I think I'd be reaching out to all of the people in your area and maybe even a transport area, so other states, if it's something that you can move easily, and seeing what they're trying to offload, because this is not the year where people are hunting for deals to cover really good gains.
Right. Yeah. I think there's the last 2 years, kind of back to Patrick Bet-David's point, were fake. Stimulus ballers, people balling out on social media, people using, there were people that were doing real estate transactions for the cost segregation. I know there were plenty of people that bought apartments, syndications for the tax write-offs. I'm not sure how that's going to work out in a market that's getting soft and rents are going down. I think if you have cash, back to the cash is not trash. You are going to be able to buy stuff on sale. And Patrick Bet-David talks about stuff being 50% off already. Can you imagine what stuff will be discounted February, March, April of next year, if this thing gets a little worse, woof, people with cash are going to be able to buy whatever the hell they want.
And for the last several years, a lot of people were doing burrs and flips, and the market was helping them cover their mistakes, right? Or even the people who were doing it right were just making a lot more money. So it became even more popular. So right now, where people have been saying, oh, cash is trash, a lot of people are saving. So I think some people are in a position to take cash, their own money, and do a burr project where you don't have to refinance out. You're not on a hard timeline with hard money. And if you had to leave the money in there, you would survive for a period of time, because I think the cleaner properties, the move-in ready, are going to go to FHA, VA, first-time buyers with their new programs where people are buying on payment and an emotional wish list. Which way does the kitchen face? You know, how close is it to school or to work? All the things that people buy for, where price is not the top of the list like an investor. We start with numbers and then we qualify. Is it close to several economic drivers? Is it an area where people are going to want to rent? Do I have boots on the ground to manage it, or can I manage it? Or all the list we go through after math. But most home buyers don't start with math other than what's the payment. So you see things like adjustable rates, first-time buyer programs with no mortgage insurance, no down payment, no closing costs. But the not clean properties, this needs $30,000 and doesn't qualify for a conventional loan. I think that's where we're going to see property price decreases, because you don't have cheap lending. You don't have confidence in the person saying, I'm going to get hard money now because in 6 months, I could got this cheap money sitting there waiting to go. We know, like Millennial Mike is learning, and we should make a video with him, or you should. He started 2 burr projects 6 months ago when interest rates were a little over 3. And he's finishing them up now. He's in a position, he didn't do it as his first deal. He's super smart. He got a portfolio in place. He has a decent job. He has confidence in his ability to maintain his job. And then he took a portion to do these 2 projects, because if it works out, great. If it doesn't, he has an exit strategy. That's what we should have him do. But I think we're going to see more of that. Yeah,
it's funny you bring this up, because I closed on a property on Monday that is exactly what you talked about. So this particular property, you know, is after repair value is conservatively 320 grand. It was listed at 270 because it needed work. 9 months ago, this deal goes quick. Somebody buys it with hard money. Today's market, even though there's a 50K spread, is that right? Yeah, 50K spread. It doesn't move because it needs 50K of work, right? So it doesn't work. But somebody who has cash, as I have some ADU money I put aside, right, because I was going to build an ADU, but I may not now. I have the ability to write a check, but I'm not paying 270. I wanted to pay 200, and we agreed on 203. Now I've just closed on it Monday. I'm going to go down Friday and do some walkthroughs for everybody. We're going to talk about what needs to be done so it could be bought conventional. Certainly the roof, as you will see, it's one of those shake roofs, needs to go. And there's a 3rd bedroom that has just ugly wood paneling. So we're going to get those fixed, probably dress up the outside for about 20 grand. My plan then is going to be to list it for 2 weeks at $299 and see if it sells. If it doesn't sell in 2 weeks, I will take it off the market and we will do the rest of the FHA remodeling. Because again, FHA has this seasonality. I can't sell it for 91 days because again, I'm going to sell it at 320. I might even list it at 330 because it's got something that no other house has, AKA a 4-car garage. Right? If I'm going to go for FHA, I'm going to go above. But again, how can I do this? I wrote a check. I have no hard money. My worst case scenario is I rent it out and it cash flows like a monster because there's no debt. I'm in a situation where again, people follow my channel. I recycled capital. So I can do these things. So I think you're absolutely right. So the properties that need work that don't go in 2 weeks are going to be gobbled up by guys like me that are cheap and could do it. So that's my plan for the property. People will see more of it on Friday.
So 2 quick questions. One for my curiosity and one for my education.
Of course.
Things that are on sale because of the current market and what we see happening in the next several months. How much lower than the normal price would someone have to put their season Warriors tickets up for sale that would trick you into going back to the city you don't want to go to?
So number one is I won't go back to San Francisco unless San Francisco
free.
No, you can give me. I might go back for courtside seats because I would Uber right to the event and Uber out. But other than courtside, I had season tickets for a couple years. I'm kind of over it. But I'd go back for courtside seats. but I would just Uber right to the event. That's town is terrible, man. The city is disgusting.
It's Seattle is the same to me. People they don't understand when I say, oh, I wouldn't own a property there if you gave it to me, and I wouldn't go there if you paid me. Like I just wouldn't. And I live 30 minutes.
Yeah,
You know,
about,
on a good
what
traffic
it
day,
is.
30 minutes, on a normal day, 4 hours. So
Yeah.
that was for my curiosity. For my education, the FHA requirement to have seasoned property, you have to own it for 90 days, right? Before you can do that. Does that exist for owner-occupied conventional lending?
No, just FHA.
Right.
If
So
you're gonna
when you
get an
list it, you
FHA
might see that, just not FHA.
Yeah, I'll actually say probably in the description, no FHA buyers or something, because then that will anchor on the past purchase.
Cool.
Yep. So very cool. Well, this is going to be fun. And again, I think you're right. There's going to be plenty of opportunity, but it's going to be for the cash rich investor, right? One of the reasons I went in recycled capital now a year ago, I've been sitting on this cash a year, losing 8% a month because I knew cash was an option on the future. And I'm doing this deal because I took money out at 4% or 3.99 on multifamily and a different office building. So now I'm going to use it. And yeah, I'll use it hopefully several times.
One last bit of advice. A lot of times people in real estate talk about, I want to invest with low or no money down. Brandon Turney from Bigger Pockets even has a book, How to Invest in Real Estate with Low or No Money Down. One thing he does say in that book that I think is actually smart is that doesn't mean you don't have money.
Yeah, exactly.
These are strategies to invest with other people's money, but you have it to handle your mistakes. So when we talk about this next year, 2 years being for the cash buyer, that doesn't mean go out and be creative to invest with none of your own money.
Absolutely. Wise advice. Dion, where can people find you?
Right here on YouTube, Dion Talk Financial Freedom.
Thank you so much.